Welcome to Extraordinary. I'm your host, Thai Legend. Today on Extraordinary, imagine turning societal expectations on their head and achieving your wildest dreams after 70. Today, we uncover how a woman dismissed by the art world transformed hardship and loss into a legacy, proving that your limitations might just be the secret ingredient to your greatest masterpiece, if you dare to embrace them. A wrinkled hand, gnarled by arthritis yet surprisingly steady, hovers above a canvas. The paintbrush trembles slightly, then descends with unexpected grace. Vibrant colors bloom, greens as lush as summer fields, blues as crisp as a winter morning. This is not just a story about painting. This is a story about what happens when you refuse to let the world define your limits. You might think your best days are behind you. Anna Moses knew differently. At 76, most would see a widow with arthritic hands, a woman society had already written off. But Anna saw something else entirely, a blank canvas waiting to be filled. Her world was rural New York in 1860, a landscape of hard work, limited opportunities, and even more limited expectations for women. Formal education, just a few months each year. Her classroom was the farm, her teachers the changing seasons, and her own relentless curiosity. Imagine a young girl drawing with berry juice on discarded newspaper, her father encouraging this wild creativity. The vibrant greens of summer fields, the earthy smell of the barn, these were her first art supplies. While other children might have been confined to traditional learning, Anna was learning to see the world differently. At 12, she became a hired girl, working in wealthier households, her childhood traded for survival. The free-spirited artist was now hemmed in by others' expectations. She married Thomas Moses at 27, bearing 10 children. But life, as it often does, had other plans. 5 children lost in infancy. Each loss could have broken her. Instead, it forged her resilience. Potato chips and butter became her economic lifeline. Every challenge was another thread in the complex embroidery of her survival. You might recognize this resilience, that quiet determination that refuses to be defeated by circumstance. Her embroidery was more than craft. It was translation, transforming hard experiences into delicate patterns. But arthritis is a cruel editor, slowly stealing her ability to hold a needle. By 1927, her husband's death left her alone, managing the farm. Creative outlets seemed to be closing, one by one. But here's the thing about human spirit, it finds a way. Her studio was a cramped farmhouse kitchen. Her materials, house paint, cardboard, pins, matches, the very things most would discard became her artistic arsenal. Limitations weren't walls, they were invitations to innovate. She wasn't pursuing fame. She was pursuing expression. Her early paintings were raw, almost childlike, capturing the rhythms of rural life with an honesty that commercial art rarely achieves. Each brushstroke was a rebellion against the idea that art belongs only to the formally trained, only to the young. Then came Louis Calder, an art collector who saw something extraordinary in a drugstore window. Her paintings, displayed alongside homemade pickles, caught his eye, not despite their imperfections, but because of them. The drugstore window became a symbol of possibility, a reminder that your most transformative moments often arrive unexpectedly when you're simply being authentically yourself. The art world pushed back, of course. Too old, they said, too risky. Galleries rejected her work, believing she wouldn't live long enough to be a worthwhile investment. Critics called her style amateurish, especially her beloved glitter snow scenes. But Anna Moses was not interested in their definitions of art. She was interested in her vision. If you're enjoying Extraordinary, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Breakthrough Blueprint. Turn setbacks into comebacks using tactics of great underdogs like Stephen Hawking and Lincoln. Now, back to the episode. Her defiance became her signature. Where others saw limitations, Anna saw possibility. She refused to change her glittery snow scenes, refused to conform to what serious art should look like. Her paintings were not just images, they were declarations of personal freedom. The world began to take notice, not because she was trying to be noticed, but because authenticity has a magnetic power all its own. By her early 80s, Anna, now known as Grandma Moses, was transforming the art world. Her canvases captured rural American life with a vibrancy that professional artists had missed. Each painting was a love letter to a disappearing way of life, rendered with the intimacy of someone who had lived every moment. Time magazine featured her on its cover in 1953. Her paintings began selling for thousands, then hundreds of thousands. Museums that once rejected her now competed to display her work. She received honorary doctorates. Presidents spoke her name with reverence. But here's what matters most. She was not defined by her success. She was defined by her continuous becoming. These weren't just words, they were a manifesto of human potential. Imagine painting your first significant work at 78. Imagine becoming internationally renowned when most people are planning their retirement. Imagine refusing to let age, criticism, or societal expectations determine your creative journey. So what's holding you back? What dream have you tucked away, believing it's too late? Anna Moses teaches us that your age is not a barrier, it's just another brushstroke in your life's canvas. Her story isn't about becoming famous, it's about staying true to your vision, about understanding that creativity doesn't retire, about recognizing that your experiences, every joy, every hardship, are raw materials for something beautiful. She painted over 1,500 works in 3 decades, not because she was trying to prove anything, but because creating was as natural to her as breathing. When she died at 101, President Kennedy remembered her as someone who restored a primitive freshness to our perception of the American scene. But her real legacy isn't in her paintings. It's in the permission she gave others to reimagine their own potential. Look at your hands right now. What have they been holding back? What creativity have you been postponing, believing some arbitrary timeline determines your worth? Anna Moses didn't just paint pictures, she painted possibilities. Now it's your turn. What will you create today that will make you satisfied when you look back? Your canvas awaits. Your first brushstroke is simply deciding to begin. On the next episode of Extraordinary, as we've seen with Grandma Moses, late life reinvention can blossom from unexpected places. But what if that bloom happened amidst a nomadic childhood filled with poverty and loss? That's exactly what we're about to uncover in our next story. This week's theme of unexpected success stories continues as we delve into the life of another remarkable woman who transformed her hardships into a timeless literary legacy. So, what did this pioneer leave behind for us to discover? Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Breakthrough Blueprint. 7 days, 7 ordinary to extraordinary transformations. Rewrite your story using the exact frameworks that built empires from nothing. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/EO. Thanks for watching.